sugar is a simple carbohydrate. At its core, it is a molecule the body uses for energy. The most important form is glucose, which circulates in the blood and fuels cells. Every movement, every thought, and every internal process depends on a steady supply of this energy source. There are different types of sugar. Monosaccharides like glucose and fructose are single-unit sugars. Disaccharides, such as sucrose, combine 2 units. Complex carbohydrates break down into these simpler sugars during digestion. Regardless of source, the body ultimately converts most carbohydrates into glucose. Sugar directly affects multiple organs. The pancreas regulates blood sugar through insulin. The liver stores excess glucose as glycogen or converts it into fat. The brain depends heavily on glucose as its primary fuel. Muscles use it for immediate energy or store it for later use. The body requires sugar, but only in controlled amounts. Problems begin when intake exceeds what the system can process efficiently. Excess sugar disrupts insulin regulation, stresses metabolic pathways, and accelerates damage at the cellular level. The distinction between beneficial and harmful use depends on source, quantity, and frequency. Not all sugar-containing foods produce harmful effects. Some are structured in a way that slows absorption and stabilizes blood glucose levels. Whole fruits. Fruits contain natural sugars, primarily fructose, but also provide fiber, water, and micronutrients. Fiber slows digestion, preventing rapid spikes in blood sugar. Vitamins and antioxidants counter oxidative stress and support cellular repair. Apples contain pectin, a soluble fiber that improves gut microbiome balance and reduces cholesterol absorption. Berries provide polyphenols that enhance insulin sensitivity and reduce inflammation. Oranges deliver vitamin C, supporting immune defense and collagen synthesis. Water content in fruits increases volume without adding excess calories, improving satiety and reducing overeating. The combination of fiber, water, and micronutrients makes fruit structurally different from isolated sugar. Regular consumption is associated with lower risk of cardiovascular disease and improved metabolic markers when intake remains moderate and balanced. Honey. Honey is a natural mixture of glucose and fructose, along with trace enzymes, amino acids, and antioxidants. Its composition leads to slightly slower absorption compared to refined sugar, although it still impacts blood glucose levels. Certain types, such as raw or minimally processed honey, retain bioactive compounds that can reduce oxidative stress and support immune response. These compounds may contribute to antibacterial effects and improved wound healing when used externally. Honey can also provide a quick, but less abrupt energy source for physical activity compared to refined sugar. However, it remains energy-dense. Excess consumption leads to fat accumulation and metabolic strain. Its benefit exists only within controlled intake. It is not a health food when consumed in large quantities, so remember about balance. Dairy products. Milk and yogurt contain lactose, a sugar composed of glucose and galactose. These foods also provide protein and fat, which slow digestion and reduce the speed of glucose absorption. Fermented dairy products like yogurt introduce beneficial bacteria that support gut health. This improves digestion and may influence immune regulation. Protein in dairy, particularly casein and whey, supports muscle maintenance and recovery. This creates a dual effect: stable blood sugar response and support for tissue repair. Calcium and phosphorus contribute to bone density, while vitamin B12 supports nervous system function. These additional nutrients shift dairy from a simple sugar source to a multifunctional food. The metabolic response depends on individual tolerance. Lactose intolerance alters digestion and reduces benefit. Consult with a professional nutritionist if lactose intolerance is suspected. Certain products deliver large amounts of sugar without protective nutrients. These create rapid spikes in blood glucose and place sustained stress on the body. Sugary drinks. Sodas, energy drinks, and sweetened juices contain high concentrations of sugar in liquid form. Without fiber or fat to slow absorption, glucose enters the bloodstream rapidly. This causes repeated insulin spikes, which over time reduce the body's sensitivity to insulin. As resistance develops, the pancreas compensates by producing more insulin, increasing metabolic strain. Liquid calories do not trigger fullness in the same way as solid food. This leads to higher total calorie intake without awareness. Frequent consumption is strongly associated with weight gain, fatty liver development, and increased risk of type 2 diabetes. Acidic content in many of these drinks also damages tooth enamel, accelerating dental decay. Processed sweets and desserts. Candy, pastries, and packaged desserts combine refined sugar with unhealthy fats and artificial additives. These products are engineered for rapid absorption and repeated consumption. High sugar intake promotes glycation, a process where sugar molecules bind to proteins like collagen. This weakens skin structure, leading to premature aging, wrinkles, and reduced elasticity. Frequent consumption disrupts hunger regulation by overstimulating reward pathways in the brain. This increases cravings and reduces control over intake. Inflammation triggered by these foods contributes to acne, skin irritation, and systemic stress. Over time, this accelerates aging and increases disease risk. Refined carbohydrates. Refined grains are stripped of fiber, vitamins, and minerals during processing. The remaining starch converts rapidly into glucose during digestion. This creates blood sugar responses similar to pure sugar. Repeated spikes lead to energy instability, fatigue, and increased hunger shortly after eating. Chronic intake promotes fat storage, particularly in the abdominal region, which is associated with higher risk of metabolic syndrome and cardiovascular disease. Lack of fiber also weakens gut health, reducing microbial diversity and impairing digestion. This further amplifies inflammation and metabolic dysfunction. These products are often consumed in large quantities due to low satiety and high palatability, increasing overall sugar exposure without awareness. Sugar is not inherently harmful. It is a necessary energy source that supports essential biological functions. The issue is not its presence, but its excess and form. Whole, unprocessed sources that contain fiber and nutrients allow controlled absorption and stable metabolism. Refined and concentrated sugars overwhelm regulatory systems and drive long-term damage. The correct approach is not elimination, but control. Reduce refined sugar intake, prioritize natural sources, and maintain consistency in consumption patterns. Symptoms of imbalance like fatigue, cravings, weight gain, or unstable energy may indicate disruption. Ignoring them allows progression toward metabolic disease. On the other hand, managing sugar intake preserves energy stability, organ function, and long-term health. Your body, your choice.